Do 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 do. Desecration Demon, huh? Seems like a boss. Harmonize, Flicker Wisp. This pack is pretty good. Mist Raven. I'm just gonna take the demon though. Oh, I wish we could open some money at some point. We're kind of not hitting anything with any of these packs. But that was a good pack. I think Desecration Demon's a pretty solid card. 6/6 flyer. Some opponents just don't have the means to keep it tapped down. They die to it really quickly. Mist Raven is in the pack. Chandra's Outrage. Compulsive Research is also really strong. Kind of tempted to grab the Compulsive Research. I think it's better than Mist Raven. As good as Mist Raven is. Compulsive Research is usually just draw 3 cards for 3 mana, which is pretty good in Limited. Yeah, I think that's the pick. There's nothing that really would help us stick in black. There's basically no black cards here. I mean, Night Terrors isn't really a consideration. De Novo Horror is blue as well, so I think if I value Compulsive Research over Mist Raven, this is the pick. Gruul Signet is the Signet in this pack. There's an Opportunity as well. I like the idea of Opportunity. We could just be a sort of blue-black control deck. This is super greedy. Maybe I should just be taking the Chandra's Outrage. I'm going to take the blue card that draws me a bunch more cards. One of the best things you can do in Magic. Draw more cards. So we've been passing a bunch of Chandra's Outrages, so it's probably unlikely we're going to get a lot of red, which means we're locked out a little bit of this cruel control type thing. Cower in Fear is definitely a card I want to have in my blue-black control list. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Goblin Assault is kind of interesting in that sort of deck, but I think I'd rather just have the Cower in Fear. It's another target for Mystical Teachings. Pretty good in this format, in my opinion, as well. There's just a lot that it kills. I'm feeling a little scared that we're not getting any black. If I see a pack that doesn't have any black in it, and only one card's been taken, it's kind of hard to read much from that, but now we've had packs where a few cards have been taken and there's not really much in the way of black, so could be the variance of the packs, could just be someone else is thinking about doing a little bit of black drafting themselves. I'm not worried though. I don't think we've been gotten past bombs or something in other colors. So, doing fine. Yeah, we have the makings of a pretty good blue-black control deck. Got the greediness part of it down pat. Tandem Lookout, Wall of Frost, Gnawing Zombie. This might be a Wall of Frost deck. It's shaping up to look that way. It's less a Gnawing Zombie deck, though. We do want some 2-drops. We'd really just like Signets, I think. But Wall of Frost is not bad. I'm not a big fan of Tandem Lookout. It can be problematic. Hard to get in when you don't have creatures. I think we're going with the Wall of Frost here. Avacyn's Pilgrim is decent. I don't really think much of Sunhome Guildmage. I think it's hard to make the Naya deck work. Yeah, nothing that great in this pack. The only sign is the Pilgrim still here, and that means green is open. But otherwise, the pack is just weak. There's not a lot here. We're going to take the Wall of Frost. Seagate Oracle, eh? Yep, that's the sort of card we want to see. He's a blocker. He finds us more cards. I'll take it. Mystical Teachings. Well, we want at least one. And might as well pick it up here because the other options are just not very good. There's a Goblin Electromancer, but again, I don't think we're going to find much red. I think this is just the pick. We're going to be a Mystical Teachings control style deck. There's a Forbidden Alchemy here. Grixis Slave Driver. There's also just a Rakdos Guildgate. Try and get some fixing in while we can. Dragon Fodder is not bad, but again, I kind of don't expect to see a lot of red. Let's take the fixing for red before we take a red card. This isn't really super attractive for us either, so maybe this gets the job done. Actually, I'll just leave it over here for now. Oh, that last draft was backbreaking. I thought that deck was better than that. I thought we had a pretty good deck. 1 and 2, not what I wanted to do. Huh, Mortician's Beetle, Vampire Aristocrat. None of this is really exciting at all. Yeah, none of this is anything that I want to be doing, really. I'm not big on Wingcrafter. I'm actually just going to take this Guildgate. Fixing just in case we go some other direction. The other cards are just not exciting. I guess I'm sending a bad signal sending all those black cards, but then those black cards are ones that I want. And who knows? Who knows what fixing we'll need? If I go 4-color stuff, I get some Jund going on in here. We'll like the Gruul Guildgate. It's a possibility outside and remote, but those other cards are just not that great. I don't want a Wingcrafter in this deck. I have 3 creatures at this point. One of them already flies. I guess giving Wall of Frost flying isn't horrible. Ghostly Flicker, Is It Charm? I don't really have a lot of creatures at the moment. I'm going to grab the Is It Charm. It's possible we get some red in here and we become a sort of cruel control deck. It's also where my fixing is going. As opposed to white, which would be what... If I had fixing in white, I'd be more inclined to take the Ghostly Flicker. Because then I can flicker some Enter the Battlefield trigger from white. That's sort of how the Esper control list seems to run. More creatures, less mystical teachings into opportunities. Chandra's Outrage. There's also a Pilfered Plans here, but Chandra's Outrage coming this late is, to me, a sign that maybe we could go Cruel Control. I'm not super excited with Pilfered Plans. And Goblin Assault is possible. Nice thing about Goblin Assault is it also forces your opponent's goblins to attack. I don't like any of this. If we get real desperate, we can Shimmering Grotto. Well, Gnawing Zombie will make the deck at this point. Alright. 8 playables. And maybe we bring in the red and we get in Chandra's Outrage, Goblin Assault, Is It Charm? Falcon Wrath, Noble, Soul Ransom, Compulsive Research, Mystical Teachings. There's also Dimir Guildgate. This pack is pretty packed for us. Again, not opening any money. I'm losing hope. I think we're taking Soul Ransom here. We're the colors for it. It's a pretty powerful card. Yeah, I think that's the pick. Falcon Wrath Noble is also a consideration, but I think Soul Ransom's just better. I'll Soul Ransom my opponent's Falcon Wrath Noble, something like that. And maybe, ooh, Damnation. Someone passes me a Damnation? Well, first off, it's just perfect for our deck. Second off, Damnation. I guess it's only worth a couple bucks at this point. Still, it's what our deck wants. Only other thing we'd want from this pack, I guess Dimir Guildgate, Azure Mage, maybe the Pilfered Plans, but we will take the Damnation. 4 mana Wrath in our blue-black control deck. Yes, please. If we get enough of a red splash, we can play the Chandra's Outrage. If we don't quite get there... Seagate Oracle, Crumbling Necropolis for more fixins. Rakdos Guildgate, Seagate Oracle, Thunderous Wrath. The Jailbreaker's pretty nice as well. I don't know if we're getting this red in here, though. 3 of these cards are for the red splash. We would take the Crumbling Necropolis, of course. Red seems open, but at the same time, the Seagate Oracle will always make my deck. The others might not. And the Seagate Oracle is going to be one of the better cards. We'll hopefully find a bunch of Guild Gates later. We passed 2 Dimir Guild Gates, so there's a possibility that some of them come back. Sprouting Thrinax, pretty strong. There's a Rakdos Guild Gate. Spire Monitor. Here I think I'm probably willing to get a little bit of fixing for the red, just in case some of it comes back. Intangible Virtue, Avacyn's Pilgrim, Gideon's Lawkeeper. There's a lot of other strong stuff in this pack. But I'm going to see if we can't get our red splash set up here. The Spire Monitor doesn't seem that crazy good. Is it Guildgate for more splashing? I think we start taking Thunderous Wrath, so if we're gonna make the red splash happen. We're starting to see the black and blue dry up a little bit here. We might get the Is It Guildgate on the wheel? Probably not. Enemy color guild gates are less commonly taken because you have to be in one of those shards to really make use of them. Augur of Bolus seems like the pick here. Yeah, I think that's the pick. I think we're becoming more of a Grixis style control deck. We're not looking to go into the white. Seeing that Flicker Wisp go by, though, makes me think. Makes me wonder what the guy that we passed to is in. We passed him a decent amount of good stuff in our colors. We just saw packs that had a ton of stuff that we wanted. So it's possible we're getting some fighting here over the second pack. Third pack should be better to us. Third pack gave us a lot. And with 2 of us drafting a bunch of that stuff away, not a lot is getting through to the other side, so. Another Augur of Bolus. At this point, I've got a decent number of creatures and stuff, though. Goblin Assaults as win conditions are kind of interesting. I think we're taking the Augur here. There's a Tower Gargoyle. We were going into white. The Augur, probably at the end of the day, will have enough chance of hitting that we want it. Seeing this white, though, makes me second guess myself. We could have gone Esper Control, probably. Well, then again, there's a Thunderous Wrath, and there's a Sidraxis Spectre, which I think is what we're going to grab here. This guy is pretty good. Starts beating their face, you get a bunch of card advantage. Wall of Frost and stuff like that's holding down the ground. Deck is looking decent. Probably don't want to play this Gnawing Zombie at this point. And we're looking to add in... I wonder if Goblin Assault really fits here. Trying to add in something like this. I think we take the Dimir Guildgate over Mystical Teachings number 2. We're going 3 color. We're going to need some fixing, I think. Also, I just don't have a lot of great Mystical Teachings targets right now. Cower and Fear. Stuff like that. And I will take more fixing. Those are the Dimir Guild Gates that we passed earlier. Good to see those making their way around. Have not seen signets. Would like to see some signets. Ramp us out into things. More fixing, I think. Jailbreaker's decent, but I've already got 17 playables, roughly speaking. And we'll take Grasp of Phantoms, sure. And we'll take more fixing. I've already have a gnawing zombie that I might not be playing. Tandem Lookout or Torch Runner. I think now we'll go Tandem Lookout. We might not play it, but... Ooh, Pilfered Plans. We might not play this. Whew. Phantasmal Image. Agony Warp. Scares Dad Cultist and Cathari Bomber kind of interesting, but not really for us. There's a Grixis Slave Driver as well. Kind of just want to take the Phantasmal Image. At this point, I don't have much to copy, but if I copy like a Desecration Demon, that's really strong. And if I copy some bomb of my opponent's, it's also not bad. Hopefully Agony Warp makes it back around to us. I doubt that's going to happen now that I think about it. Oh, Broodmate Dragon. Don't think we can support you. I think the correct pick here is just Grizzly Spectacle. I don't have any green fixing. I've got the Gruul Guildgate, but we never kind of panned out that direction. And Grizzly Spectacle is just really good, so... Unburial Rites, huh? And my other options are a Slave Driver. That's it. That's a little depressing. Well, I don't really have the white that I can play with it. I think maybe Grixis Slave Driver is the pick here. I'm not sure I want to play a Grixis Slave Driver, though. Well, I think we're grabbing it anyways. Just weren't a lot of choices in that pack. Another Rakdos Guildgate. More fixing. Or we take the Augur of Bolus. I think we just want more Augurs. They're early blockers, which is really good for us. We also just need like one more playable. Falconwrath Noble versus Rewind. Huh. I have a decent number of creatures, and I have a Goblin Assault, so I have like a slow win condition type thing going on here. How much do I value Rewind? Probably not enough. Let's grab this Noble. Grizzly Spectacle, huh? Sure. Take that over the Izzet Guildgate here. More removal. Don't mind if I do. Goblin Electromancer would help us cast a lot of our spells. I think I like it better than Cathari Bomber. There's also Mystical Teachings. What is Mystical Teachings fetching at this point, though? I have a Chandra's Outrage. I have the Grizzly Spectacles. I have Opportunity. I guess I have Cower and Fear. Izzet Charm? Yeah, I think we might wheel this, even. This pack is weak, but I think a lot of people just hand it over. Let's grab this for now. Abyssal Spectre. I would play that as well. Interesting. Can take that over as Spell Pierce for our Teachings board. It's nice to have a nice group of things to grab with Teachings, but... So we're kind of looking weird. We do need to cut some things here. I'm thinking we're cutting this Chandra's Outrage. Double red seems a little bit rough. I've got 4 guild gates in red, but double red is just... Given that I already have so much good removal, I'm not really super excited for it. Am I going to run more Grasp of Phantoms? Don't think I want to run more Slave Drivers. Question is whether I'm taking this Cathari Bomber. It's not super exciting. I'll take the Grasp of Phantoms. We're like a late game control deck. Is Goblin Assault just too cute here? With the Falcon Wrath Noble? I don't think we want Pilfered Plans. I already have a lot of card draw. Soul Ransom seems decent. Rest of this seems good. Maybe 2 Mystical Teachings a little too greedy. Yeah, it's kind of greedy. Given that I don't even have that many instants. I have a decent number, but... Right. Fetching Cower and Fear seems decent. I could just fetch Spectacles, Opportunity. I think we cut one of those. I'm liking the rest of this. I think we run double Grasp of Phantoms before we run. Ooh. So there's a Goblin Electromancer, which helps us cast all the other stuff. It's also a 2-drop, which is relevant to us. There's a Rakdos Guildgate as well, which helps us make the red splash. I'm going to take the Guildgate. I think we have another Electromancer coming to us off of the wheel. I think. We'll take a Hatchling. We might even play it. Dregscape Zombie. I'd rather this as a sideboard choice than Crippling Chill, I think. Rewind, huh? Interesting. And we did not get the... Okay, well, we made a slight mistake there then, I think. I think I would have rather had the Goblin Electromancer. It's a bit of a non-bow with this Goblin Assault I'm thinking of running. Alright, well, here are the cards we drafted, and I'm going to cut the video here and see you in deck building.